Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, May 14th, 2024. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. With 4 of the 12 water supply sources of the Central Water and Sewerage Authority operating at critically low levels, the company's general manager, Winsbert Quao, has emphasized the need for strict adherence to water conservation measures. Addressing the media at a news conference today, Quao appealed to customers not to waste water, highlighting its status as a precious commodity.
The phenomenon that I'm seeing happening is that when the water goes, as soon as it comes back, our behavior, we do the same things. What's highlighted as well is that during the dry season, we tend to want to use more water because it is dusty. So we want to wash our cars more, we want to water our lawns and our flowers. Some people want to even wash down their homes because of the dust. Now that's just exacerbating the problem. We need Vincentians to change the way you use water, particularly in the dry season. I had a meeting with our supervisors on Monday. We had a meeting Monday morning because it really got critical on Friday, May 10th. We were sort of managing. It wasn't, we were balancing. We had some rainy days, even within the dry spell, that were keeping the systems up. But from Friday, it got very critical. And our supervisors opined that they're still seeing people that are using hoses to wash their vehicles, wash pavements. Someone says some people are still power washing their pavements during this time.
Also reminded customers of existing legislation against water wastage, which he said the authority may need to enforce.
Because what we're trying to do, we ration for several times in a period during the day, especially on the Dalloway system. We're doing 9 to 5 and 10 to 4. So during that period, we can guarantee you right now that you should get water. If it's a case where, as happening in other countries, it gets to the point where you cannot supply based on the fact that the reservoirs are so low, then you have to look into the possibility of trucking water to some communities. Let us be reminded too that the systems that are being affected, we have 12 water sources, but only those 4 mainly are being affected. Layou, Hermitage, those on the North Leeward and North Windward, they're still holding well, and they have excess capacity. So if there's a case where we have significant water stress on those systems, and for some reason a significant portion of the communities cannot be supplied, then we have to look at something like trucking water to residents.
According to the CWSA General Manager, they have started supplying tanks of water to the Grenadines. However, it has not yet been done on mainland St. Vincent. He said if the water systems continue to remain dry, they may soon have to do so for customers on the mainland.
Because what we're trying to do, we ration for several times in a period during the day, especially on the Dalloway system. We're doing 9 to 5 and 10 to 4. So during that period, we can guarantee you right now that you should get water. If it's a case where, as happening in other countries, it gets to the point where you cannot supply based on the fact that the reservoirs are so low, then you have to look into the possibility of trucking water to some communities. Let us be reminded too that the systems that are being affected, we have 12 water sources, but only those 4 mainly are being affected. Layou, Hermitage, those on the North Leeward and North Windward, they're still holding well, and they have excess capacity. So if there's a case where we have significant water stress on those systems, and for some reason a significant portion of the communities cannot be supplied, then we have to look at something like trucking water to residents.
Meanwhile, persons are encouraged to activate their personal water storage systems to mitigate the impact of the water shortage.
Try to implement some form of storage in your homes. This is not our first rodeo. We've gone through times of dryness before. We had a terrible drought in 2010. And every year we'll have periods. It may not be as prolonged, but we'll have periods where there's a dry spell and we are rationing water. And in some cases we have to deliver water to communities. But what I've found is, as we've gone through this year after year, and we've seen a lot of narrative about climate change, not just in local media, regional and international media, that's been going on for over 2 decades. We're still lagging in terms of our readiness or changing our behavior.
With continuous decrease in rainfall for the past few weeks, senior engineer with the Central Water and Sewerage Authority, Marco Ordain, said they have been compelled to extend water disruptions to more customers.
Doing a lot of maneuvering, and even before April, even before we start the disruptions, we've been doing a lot of maneuvering, using other systems to support others. Our Jennings system, which normally feeds the southeast coast, that has been doing a lot of work to assist Montreal. But it has come to a point now where most of our sources are critically low, where the usual maneuvers are the maneuvers that we have in place to assist one another and try to keep water at 24/7 supply to our customer. It's a bit too severe now, and we are unable to. Hence, the ration has been expanded. As of this morning, we've had to use Jennings to supply Calicut and support the Dalloway system because of the severity of the river flows in that system.
Ordain expressed regret over the necessity of these drastic measures, but emphasized that they are endeavoring to manage the situation as effectively as possible.
And extended our disruption notices to nighttime and daytime, expanded to basically throughout that entire region fed by Dalloway. That's in combination with what we've been doing for the last maybe 3 weeks on the Montreal system. So it's quite a few communities that are affected, and we are working arduously to do all that we can to use all the resources available to us. But unfortunately, we are in this position where it is very difficult, and we have to be disrupting our customers quite often.
The government today formally launched the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, a regional initiative ongoing here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines since 2020. The project aims to modernize the country's public sector by revolutionizing the delivery of government service to its citizens. Its overarching goal is to integrate contemporary technology across all government sectors and services, thereby enhancing efficiency, transparency, and engagement among public and private sectors, as well as local and regional communities. The key objectives of the project are the digitization and streamlining of government operations to improve transparency and effectiveness, improve public access to government services through digitization, 24/7 online access to government services, national digital skills development, online infrastructure development. In his welcoming address at the launch event, project coordinator Winston George expressed satisfaction with the significant progress made with the project's implementation. He highlighted the project's 4 key components:
the digital enabling environment, digital platforms and services, digital skills and technology adoption, and project management. The project has a myriad of activities to be executed under each component. In addition to the digital enabling environment activities undertaken on behalf of the participating countries by the OECS Commission, which primarily address digital skills, market assessment, and cross-cutting policy, legal, and regulatory issues in telecommunications, digital financial services, data protection, and privacy and cybersecurity.
George listed some of the core project activities to be undertaken in SVG.
So, in the case of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, under the digital enabling environment, we are establishing a CSIRT, which is a computer security incidents response team. Under digital government infrastructure platforms and services, we are currently in the process of developing a digital economy transformation strategy and action plan for the next 5 years, development of standards, protocols, and a continuity of operations plan, digital infrastructure strengthening, That would be the establishment of a government data center, the establishment of an integrated e-payment platform for the government, implementation of an electronic document and records management system, and strengthening of the digital signature infrastructure. Upgrading and integration of the civil registry and ID systems, essentially the establishment of a digital electronic ID, establishment of a one-stop shop for customs clearance, which we popularly call the vSwift. This is currently under implementation.
The other core project activities include the implementation of a new tax information management system, which will commence soon, establishment of a one-stop shop for land and property transactions, and the creation of a government mobile portal for service. Additionally, he said capacity building and training support will be provided to the core agencies involved in the project.
In terms of the digital skills and technology adoption, there's a rollout of a digital skills training program to facilitate employment opportunities in digitally enabled professions. Also, the rollout of a digital technology adoption program to increase the adoption of digital technologies, platforms, and digitally enabled business models by small and medium enterprises.
Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves, in his address at the launching ceremony, said the initiatives undertaken as part of the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project will serve as a catalyst for fostering a culture of digital services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He stressed the significance of this digital shift for various aspects of life, including living standards and productivity.
To pay for all the other things which we love to do. We have to work hard and we have to work smart. And we have to, in this modern world, develop an effective, efficient, broad-based culture for digital services, and to have the infrastructural arrangements in place by the providers, and certainly to have the legislative, the institutional backdrop. And we have the Attorney General here, and we have the Solicitor General, so that, and we have a good menu of legislation already in place, and we can always improve them. So we have the framework, and we have to get on with what we are doing here. But this has to connect with what is taking place broadly in the economy and in the society, and to see the connectedness between what this program, what this project is about in the quest of improving our lives, our living, and our production.
Noting that we are in a new age of science and technology, which is beyond the existing digital services, which include the age of artificial intelligence, Prime Minister Gonsalves said it is important that we do not get left behind.
We have to, I give some features of the colonial and amended colonial economy. But we have to move beyond that. We have to build a modern, competitive, many-sided, post-colonial economy. Of course, people don't live in the sky, so you have to be, it has to be very much having a local connection. It has to be national, regional. That's why we have the OECS and the single market and economy in CARICOM. And we have to go global, and we have to compete. The services which we are doing, we have to be competitive. Yesterday I had a meeting with Camilo, the new area manager for Digicel, and he was confirming what you have told me and what others have analyzed, and you, Winston, and that we have a good internet infrastructure, and we have one which is superior to countries which are even above us in the levels of development. It's a question now of we have the roadway, And we had to put the traffic on the roadway. You build the roads, you have to put the traffic on the roadway. Our problem with another kind of roadway is that we have too much traffic and not enough roads. That's why we have to build the tunnel on the Cane Garden Point. So, and this modern, many-sided, competitive, post-colonial economy, technology, advanced technology, applied science and technology, including the technological services provided by ICT. Those are critical. It doesn't mean that other things are not important, you know.
The Caribbean Digital Transformation Project is being implemented in the 4 Woodward Islands, namely Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with regional and national level activities financed by the World Bank through a loan of US $94 million. SVG's loan for the project is US $30 million. The project, which commenced in June 2020, is expected to be completed in June 2026. Minister of National Mobilization, Social Development, Dr. Orlando Brewster, has disclosed that there are currently approximately 4,158 individuals on the government's public assistance or poor relief program, with an additional 100 new applicants expected to join the program starting July 2024. In response to a query from opposition MP Fitzgerald Bramble in Parliament last Thursday, Minister Brewster outlined the eligibility process for the program. He emphasized that the eligibility criteria include a maximum average household income of $500 per month and consideration of the social conditions of the family or household.
The family has a social issue related to someone with a disability, someone who is in the elderly category, and I'll tell you the elderly what entails, and someone who is chronically ill or medically unfit for work. The potential beneficiary must be, like I said, in the elderly aspect of the population, age 65 and over. However, to meet the requirement, the elderly must be without NIS benefits or with NIS benefits below 300 monthly. For the other sections, under the age of 64, you would, like I said, if you're disabled or medically unfit for work. For the purpose of registration to the public assistance program through its poor relief or vulnerability grant, potential applicants can be referred to the main office in Kingston, and I'm sure as every member in this honorable house should be aware, there are 8 district offices within our nation, namely Georgetown, Bible, Mesopotamia, Calicoa, Camden Park, Barley, the Grenadines Affairs Office in Beckway, and in Union Island. Also, you can register through the respective board members per constituency, who in turn will transmit this information, and there's a board set up that would make the selections of those who are eligible.
Minister Brewster highlighted recent changes in the program, stating that they have transitioned payments from cash to cards and introduced various grants.
So what happened before, everything was pooled, including children receiving financial assistance. Everything was in one pool, and the numbers usually would be, and I would get into the third part of the question, around 4,800. It would fluctuate down to 47 and back up, but it is always within that range before. And from the 4,158 persons, currently we have 4,094 on card program, on the card payment system. and 64 on the cash payment system, and the cash payment system only for folks who has a mental issue or a mental challenge. So they would still get the cash. For the past 5 years, there has not been a significant increase in the number of beneficiaries. As I said before, the highest recorded was 4,800 in 2015, and it has fluctuated, but it has never passed 4,800 going up above. In 2016, after we saw that the program had increased significantly, the cabinet made a decision to revisit the program and to disaggregate the program, as I spoke of earlier. And in 2022, again, the cabinet looked at the program and in the month of December approved a recertification, and I announced it here in this house when that was done. And we had placed a temporary hold on accepting applicants for the program, but we still extended the olive branch by doing immediate assistance and temporary assistance until until we had completed the recertification program. So they would be placed back on the established list, or the permanent list, as you would say.
Addressing concerns about the program's growth, Minister Brewster noted that on average, 50 individuals are added to the program annually over the last 5 years. Tomorrow, Wednesday, May 15th and Thursday, 16th, 1,745 grade 6 students across St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be sitting the final component of the Caribbean Primary Exit Examination CPEA 2024. The total number includes 872 females and 873 males. President of the SVG Teachers Union, Oswald Robinson, extended well wishes to the students and offered advice for tackling the examination.
I just want to encourage the students of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, those grade 6 students who will be writing the CPA exam Thursday and Friday of this week. I want to encourage you to make sure you do your last revision, keep focus, do not be over anxious, too excited, just be relaxed and make sure you get your usual rest, eat properly, get to the exam room on time, follow the instructions of the invigilators, do not get into any trouble, make sure that you read your questions carefully, answer the questions appropriately, walk quickly but accurately.
Robinson also directed a special message to parents, emphasizing their role in supporting their children during this crucial time.
I want to also encourage the parents not to exert any undue pressure on the students. Allow them to be themselves, to go to bed on time, and to don't make them overeat, and let them be relaxed and do their work properly. I want to wish you all the best in your exams, and so that you'll be successful.
Tomorrow's exams on May 15th will cover mathematics and social studies, while on Thursday, May 16th, English and science will be done. The community of Park Hill in North Central Wynwood will soon boast a cultural, educational and wellness center. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony yesterday, architect Dimitri Samuel, who came up with the concept design, said the two-story building will provide various facilities for the community to utilize.
The center features a welcoming foyer, managerial offices, reception area, meeting rooms, multi-purpose classrooms, a training facility, a gymnasium, a teaching kitchen, and the requisite washroom facilities. On the first floor, one finds additional multi-purpose classrooms, washroom amenities, and a spacious multi-purpose hall, complete with stage and backstage facilities. The central core not only serves as a conduit between the two wings, but also facilitate seamless vertical circulation via staircase. Furthermore, it doubles as a foyer for the multipurpose auditorium and offers direct access to the facility for events beyond regular operating hours.
The new facility is being funded through a US $3 million loan from the Republic of China, Taiwan. Taiwan's Ambassador Fiona Fan, who addressed the groundbreaking ceremony, said lives are expected to be transformed with the establishment of the center.
Taiwan government reaffirms our joint commitment to enhance the well-being and prosperity of our people. In addition to celebrating the commencement of the project, it's crucial to recognize the depth of care and commitment that our Prime Minister Gonzalez has consistently demonstrated towards the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I take this opportunity to congratulate the Prime Minister on achieving 30 years of continuous service in the Parliament representing this area, Central North Windward.
The center is being constructed in the constituency of Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves. He told residents that it is part of a major project for the constituency, which will be transformational.
This cultural, educational and wellness center. There are a lot of people, a lot of young people and not so young, very much involved in cultural productions and music and acting, and all the facilities would be here. There'll be computer rooms here. There will be place for persons to put in the machines and whatever for enough space, open spaces for classroom and for technical vocational education. There'll be kitchen. You can have events there. You can hold up your wedding ceremony there, because there will be an area inside which is going to be able to seat at least around 130 people. But then if you want more, you could put up tent outside.
Construction of the Educational, Cultural and Wellness Center is expected to be completed in about a year's time. The committee for the 2024 Miss Division of Nursing Education pageant has expressed gratitude to everyone who supported the event, which it deems a success, noting that it encouraged the contestants and highlighted the importance of promoting diversity, talent, and empowerment in the community. The pageant, held last Saturday night at the Villa campus of the SVG Community College, was won by Donasha Tony, Miss Aberdeen Brown. First runner-up went to Simonique Dennis, Miss Elma Duggan, and second runner-up Nadia Lewis, Miss Sarah Batiste. The winners of the judge categories are Best in Professional Wear, Nadia Lewis, Miss Sarah Batiste; Best Talent, Donasha Tony, Miss Aberdeen Brown; Best in Evening Wear, Nadia Lewis, Miss Sarah Batiste; Best in Interview, Thierry White, Miss Florence Nightingale. For the unjudged categories, Most Community Spirited, Nadia Lewis, Miss Sarah Batiste; Miss Congeniality, Thierry White, Miss Florence Nightingale; Most Photogenic, Trevisha Cadogan, Miss Cuba Cornwallis. Division of Nursing Education Award of Excellence to Nasha Tony, Miss Aberdeen Brown. Regional ferry service to set sail by September